in Tetra Pak we had an intranet that was quite huge. It's grown by itself without really no control. It was hard to find things in this environment. We had an enormous amount of content and it was very hard to find. So we were really joking about this as a place where you could put things that you would never find again. So that's really where it all started. We came to a conclusion very soon that this has to be changed and we had to choose a way and a strategy forward. And the way we did choose it was the way forward was called task-based intranet, which is really about focusing on what people in the organization are doing on the intranet instead of just giving them a lot of tools. So that was one important thing, and that was the really starting point. And what we did was we asked people, we understood what they're doing. We then measured and found out that they're not very good at doing it, or the other way around, the intranet is not very good at serving these users with help to solve their tasks. So we found out that, and then the next step would be, okay, what can we do now? What can we do now to change this environment to make it easier for our users to solve their tasks? So we defined a very simple project, you could say, because we found out we have to fix the very basic stuff first. And we did so, and the basic stuff we came to was, we said we have to focus on navigation, we have to focus on search, and related to search there is content quality. So we focused on these three areas, and we run projects within each of those areas. We created one totally new structure for the intranet, navigation structure, that was totally task-based and built on what the users really wanted to do there. And we did it in close cooperation with the users. In principle, we had more than 3,000 employees involved in that process. So we launched this new navigation system. A couple of months later, we came to content quality, where we basically took out more than 50% of all the content on the intranet in one shot an early morning, which helped a lot for search, because now it's less things to search. And on search, we then did some basic stuff by giving the machine, the search engine, some help to understand what people really are searching for. We call it a key match, which is the same thing as on Google is called sponsored links. We helped the machine to do things. That helped a lot on search, and also we helped the machine with some kind of synonyms. So you didn't just have to do exactly the right word, you could do close to the right word, and the machine would understand that here are some alternatives. So some very basic things that then improved our intranet quite a lot, and we could then demonstrate that in different kind of measurements that we are doing.
In your opinion, what are the best things about this task-based approach? The
most important matters here that we have to focus on is to focus on the users and really do it really user-centric. Not something you talk about, you just have to do it and ask them and ask them and ask them. It's a long, cumbersome process, but it pays off in the end. That's one very important part. Another thing that we use and which is important is we measure, so we get figures. Figures is good help for us to argue with our superiors on how to drive and change the intranet. So measure is very important. Another thing that we do which is extremely important is there's a governance. There is a structure of who is deciding what. So we're leaving opinions and get into facts and figures instead, which has helped us to demonstrate to the superiors that we can improve the intranet. And we have baseline for what we do some changes, we measure again and get a result. And those are figures, and figures are very good to use, but not very common in this world, I would say. So main elements: governance, facts, not opinion, user-centric. I would say those are the key, really key areas, and listen to your employees.
Now, what are the future plans for further development of this intranet?
Yeah, when it comes to navigation, one could say we have just done a tip of the iceberg. We have done the top navigation, level 1, level 2, level 3. Next step on navigation is to dig deeper down into the structure and make sure that this task-based principles follow down in the structure. That's one thing. The other thing is that make sure that this task-based principle is also moved out to sites geographically spread. So in different countries, in different business areas, we roll out and make sure that they also do it on a task-based way. And the funny, great thing is right now, there's not a push from our side to do this. There is a pull. So all the organizations are coming to us and ask us to help them to create a task-based intranet. And the reason for that is we can demonstrate clear results in figures, facts and figures. So now it's just to roll up the sleeves and start working and roll out the stuff. That's the next step.